तू चलता चल तू चलता चल तू चलता चल.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. Please tell us in which entry you are recommended. First of all, Happy New Year and congratulations to you. So, which entry was this, and what all happened in the due course of time?
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, in this was the Navy entry. This was SSC pilot Navy entry, and this was my 13th attempt. And I was recommended in Bangalore by 12 SSB on 15th December 2022. And my journey started from when I passed from 12th class. So I gave my NDA in my last semester in my 12th, but couldn't pass. And after I passed my 12th, I gave my NDA for the second time. I cleared it, and I went to Mysore for my first SSB. So in that, I didn't know anything. So I got conferenced out in that attempt. After that, the journey started. I was getting guidance from my brother also. So when I gave my first attempt, he was just recommended for Air Force AFCAT entry. So he was going to join the academy. So I was very motivated to join the forces. So after that, I gave my TS entries. I got screened out. I gave my NDA entry. I got conferenced out. So this was going on. So back of the mind, I was thinking that I have to get some BTech. I have to get something to do. Like I joined one college in my mechanical stream, and simultaneously I was giving my SSBs. I couldn't clear. So I thought that I couldn't clear in 12th. So I continued with my BTech journey. So during my BTech, I joined some academy, but I couldn't get the knowledge which I needed. So I gave my SSBs in my last semester in my college. So in that also, I was not able to clear. I was not having that vision. So I got to know about NFA from YouTube. I used to watch videos online. So when I talked to Nehru sir, he gave one vision to me that you should have a clear and good goal and a strong backup. So from that, I was totally motivated that I should do something for my backup also. I was not having that vision. So I gave some interviews. I got selected in one of the companies, and simultaneously I was giving my SSBs. So after my BTech, I gave 7 SSBs, mostly for Navy entries and AFCAT, and 1 serious entry. And in this attempt, I got cleared.
Long journey, and those who are attempting from the year of 17-year-old age, 17 years of age, 18 years of age, it's a motivating story for them. Okay, yes, so please tell us about your recommendation attempt. What happened? How many reported? What was the screening process starting one by one?
So, ma'am, this was my 14th attempt, and I went to Bangalore on 9th of December. On 10th of December, there was a reporting of 106 candidates, and 36 got screened in, and 6 got recommended. And for the screening process, it is very simple. I was clear in my mind at what I have to do. I had good sleep. I had good breakfast. So I was totally fit and my mind was totally clear. I was very focused. So in my OAR, I did my OAR before time, before 5 minutes. And I used to just read the questions and check whether I've done it good or wrong. So in my OAR, I was very confident that I would be getting OAR 1. So that was my vision, and I always take care of that. But because of OAR, I don't want that my OAR goes wrong or something like that. And in PP and DT, I was very calm and composed. I looked at the picture for 30 seconds. I made it. I was not prepared beforehand. I made it on the go, and the story was coming from my heart. I was not thinking that I have preconceived ideas. I did it on spot. And my narration, before the time, so when the picture is there and the time for narration is there, so there's some time between. So I don't talk to anyone. In that, I used to revise my picture again and again. For 20 to 25 time, I revise my picture. And that was the time I very calm. And in the hall, I speak it word to word, what I have thinking, what I've thought about it. So that is my course of action which I follow. And I got screened in. And for the next 5 days, which I am in the candidate mess and everywhere, I follow one rule. I stay calm every time. I don't just go around and change my course of action. I stay on the point, and my focus is always on the game and what I have to do in the activities. So after the screening process, next day we were having the psych process. So in 12 SSB, there's one thing good, that the assessor, which is there, he explains everything to the point. You don't have to go with preconceived ideas and all. You can go blank also, and you can perform very well. So the people there in the assessor give the instruction very well, and they explain us why we are doing this test. So you don't have to prepare beforehand. There's nothing to do. They just listen to their instructions very well. The instructions are to the point, and it can't go otherwise. Okay. So I heard the instruction word to word. I kept to my heart and what they have said. And during the process, I followed that to the point. So in TAT, I did my stories. I don't have any preconceived ideas. So I did my stories, whatever come to my heart or mind. So I followed that and completed the stories in about 3.5 minutes and 4 minutes. And during that time, I was totally calm. I was totally focused. That is the main motive I followed every time. And one thing I do is that I break up everything. I don't take a process as a whole. I break up everything so that I don't get exhausted very easily. So I think that it's छोटा test है. I can do it easily. छोटा test है. कोई दिक्कत नहीं. I take it like that. A small test, we can do a big thing. Okay. So in a WAT, I was totally focused on my English, so I don't miss on that, the grammar and all. So the grammar was totally to the point, and I was with the time. I was not getting exhausted. People get exhausted very easily in this test, so you have to take care of that also. So in SRT, I did about 47 SRTs, and in SD, I was not prepared. I went there with no preconceived ideas. Whatever came to my heart or mind, I wrote it there only. Next is GTO. So for GTO, I was prepared. I had my current affairs totally locked in, and my general knowledge was also to the peak because I used to listen to current affairs whenever I got time from Sunset TV. There is a channel called Sunset TV in YouTube. So there, everything is there. The news, the currently debates and all. There's a playlist called Perspective. So many of you guys have heard about it. So in Perspective, there is always a topic and they discuss about it. So I used to just plug in my earphones and just relax and listen to that. So from that, every day I got one new topic, and that from one new topic, I have one ideology at what I have to speak about it. So I had been listening to that from about 6 months. So I had good knowledge. So I was doing good in GD. So in GD, you have to listen to people, because if you're not listening to people, you won't be able to give the ideas. And if you're giving the ideas, please have in mind that you're having a two-way conversation, not one-way conversation. So keep that in mind. And giving 2 points or 3 points doesn't matter. Quantity doesn't matter. The quality matters in GD. I only spoke 2 points which were relevant. So that was a plus point, and people were getting attracted towards me that I will speak one more point so the GD will move forward. So they were like that. So same GDs, two GDs went like that, and GP also, because I have done well in GD. So they were thinking that GP maybe kuch bolega ye. So in GP, there was a situation in the last problem that there was a problem like monkeys were there in the farm. What will you do? So in my group, people were telling that we will go and help the farmer. I was like that. This is a very irrelevant problem. We are wasting time, and I was stuck to my point. This is there. So in the last thing, GTO asked if there is any point, please tell us. And in our final solution, we were sending a guard. We were sending a boy to that. So I totally disagreed and told the GTO that this is not good. We are wasting time. There are more important problems which we have to handle. So take care of that. But I and GTO were having two different ideologies. But I stuck to my ideology and I said that this is a relevant problem. So we won't do this. And GTO was like, okay, no problem. Moving next forward. So that was the point. I was totally to my ideology. And next, moving to PGT, because it was raining there for continuously for 4 days. It was like that, do the PGT very, go next, forward, next, forward, next, forward. So it was like, okay, not that good. So similarly for HGT, I gave 1 point, it went, it was over like this, 30 seconds. That's it. Next was GOR. In GOR, we were having teammates which were totally healthy. So four people were very fit and three people were very healthy. So it was like that, how can we do this? So, but when we went there, the healthy people were very motivated because our teammates were totally energetic. So we pushed them forward. We have to go with the mindset, how we have to proceed with the GOR. So we did that and we came first. And in this GOR, there's nothing that you're going first or second. It is like how you're performing in a group, how you're motivating them with your, what is like, there is one Nara we say in GOR. So how you motivate them. So that is the point in GOR. Next day, there was lecturate. In lecturate, people are mostly in the GTO process, people are afraid of lecturate. I've seen in my this 13 to 12 attempts. There's nothing to worry about lecturate. It is very easy. See, if you have small knowledge, but you know how to converse, you can expand that 4 lines to 3 minutes. Because in lecturate, they see that how you converse with the group, because you are addressing the group, your own group. So why are you afraid of telling your points? So you should speak slow, take pauses, and give them the knowledge they want. And if you are speaking very fast, they won't be able to get what you're saying. So they will be distracted, and your confidence will get down. If you speak slowly and crisp, your teammates will be very, very into the lecturate. So they will listen and boost your performance. That is for lecturate. And next is CT. In CT, it is same as PGT. Nothing to worry. Whoever you call in the CT should matter on their skill, because how they perform in the PGT, you should call them that wise. And other than that, there was a final group task that went very smoothly like PGT because it was raining. And I think the GTO process is over. If I missed anything, any process, I can explain. So next day,
I guess you have covered everything.
Okay, ma'am.
I guess you have covered.
Okay, the next day.
You can go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. So for the next day, I was having my interview process. So in the interview process, the deputy president took my interview. So it went about for 30-25 minutes. So when I went in, he was very chill. He was having no interest in me. He was busy in his phone. So I went in. So I was totally focused. I did not change my track. So I looked to him and addressed him, "Good morning, sir." So he said good morning. So after that, he directly jumped to current affairs. So he was like that, tell me, Barun, what is going on in this world? Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So I told him some current affairs. So he dug into that. So I was totally confident. I knew that the background and what would be my ideology was totally strong. So I gave him the points. So he was like, okay, Barun, okay. So moving on to your PIQ. So he totally went to PIQ. So he just cut off the current affairs and totally went to PIQ. So he asked about my friends. He didn't dig because he knew that he has come to this board for the third time and he knows every questions. He was having the preconceived idea. But I was going in that board for pilot entry for the third time after my college. So he knew that he knew every questions. He knew what to answer and all. So he was having no interest in me. So he gave some questions like, tell me about your family. He just gave this and stopped. No CIQs, nothing. So I was like that. I have to tell him the background, what I'm having, everything. So he just gave me one line and I gave everything which I had in my mind from starting from my childhood to currently where I'm standing. So I gave him every point. He just spoke one line and I was speaking for 10 minutes. Similarly for my school, like what have your educational background was and everything. So he just told me one line and I was speaking the whole thing for 15 minutes. He was having no interest. He was just distracting me, like chewing the chewing gum and throwing it in the dustbin. Nothing. He was not interested in me. After that, he straightly went to the technical thing. I'm having a mechanical background. So he went totally to the technical thing about the planes and all. So I was having I had interest in flying and all. So I told him everything and how a plane flies, everything. So he was not satisfied. He was saying that, Chalo, he has come for the third time. It's okay. He will be coming for fourth time also. So he was not interested. And the interview went very bad for me, for my perception. So I went back and I was totally demotivated because I have to also take care of GTO also. So in my mind, it was like that, jo ho gaya, so ho gaya. Moving forward, to GTO. So I did my best in my GTO. So on the fifth day, there was conference and my chest number was 5 and my waiting time was about 25 minutes. So they were having some discussion about me. So my conference went for about 2 minutes and they asked about my background, family, friends, and where I'm currently working. And I gave the points and at last I got recommended. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In short, long journey short, can you tell us what all changes genuinely you made in your previous attempts and this particular attempt, efforts that you must have taken? You have already told us about Sunset TV because that increases your knowledge and content of whatever that you are speaking. Apart from that, fitness, what you did, routine, how did you manage, and everything.
Okay, ma'am. So ma'am, in my college days, I started doing gym because my brother was also preparing for his SSC. So I went with him. I started my gym journey. So from 2018, I never left that journey. I have been a part of gym. I took time from my schedule, like half an hour, 1 hour, to go and do some strength training. And simultaneously, I used to run on the treadmill for half an hour, for 15 minutes, whenever I get time. So that was my physical activities which I used to do. So currently I'm working. So I go for office at 8 o'clock and come home by 6. I have a hobby of teaching people. So I have one kid in my neighborhood. I teach him after coming to my home. I teach him maths because I'm very close to maths and I have been doing good in maths. I teach him and I also give him the life lessons which I have learned. So that way I spread my ideology to people. So after that, I go to gymming. So I take 1 hour for gymming. I follow a push-pull regime. So that is a good, any beginners who is going to gym. So try push-pull and legs workout. And after coming from my gym, I prepare my own meal, like a high protein meal. From breakfast to lunch, I eat my home cooked meal, and from 9 in my dinner, I take high protein meal. So you have to take care of your diet. If you're working and working out, so the main thing is diet. You can't compromise on a diet. If you're compromising on your diet, you won't have any energy to perform in your job. Similarly, in the gym, you will be very exhausted. I've seen it, I have experienced it. So don't do that if you are working. If you're not working, you can compromise, but don't compromise. Okay. Next is for my studying. After coming from my gym, I take 1 hour for my schedule to study. I believe in quality, not quantity. Like I can't study for 2.5 hours and 3 hours in one sitting. I study for 40 to 1 hour, and I squeeze out everything which I have in that 1 hour and retain well. And in that 1 hour, I try to listen to the Sunset TV. And during my free time in my gymming and all, I take my earphones and listen to what I have to tell about Perspective. Perspective is a playlist you can follow. And there is also 2-3 playlist about defense and international affairs, which is there in Sunset TV, which is very raw, not that he compromise kar rahe hain, the same ideology. No, it is very raw. You can listen and get your own ideology, what you want, the own point of view about the problem. And during my previous attempts, I used to have a preconceived idea, like I have to perform like this in TAT, और negativity मत दिखाओ, ऐसे मत करो, वो मत करो. So when I joined NFA, so sir told me that he don't have some preconceived idea. The ideas will come automatically when you see a picture, whether it is negative or positive. It is you who have to handle the situation. In my opinion, TAT is a elaborative SRT. In my opinion, so I take it that way. So in a SRT, you will do like this in one line. But in TAT, you have to explain it. How will you do that for you? Like, what will you do in that situation? Like, if you are there, whether you are a small guy or an old man, so what will you do in that situation? So I felt that I had this perception about this, so I went like this only. In my previous attempts, I used to practice TAT. In my ND attempts, I used to practice TAT, practice WAT, but it did not give the output I wanted. So I left that. So in my college, I had done so many things, but did not work in my after my college first attempt in my same SSB attempt. So in this, I was living my life to the fullest and did not bother about SSB. SSB is coming, I have to prepare nothing. I was doing good at my job. My boss was happy about how I was performing in the job. For a GET to handle 3-4 projects and directly conversing with the customer is a big thing. I was doing that at that time. People there were happy with my performance, like how I'm performing in my job. Similarly, I told in my interview, like this, I'm doing that in my job. So if you know what you are doing, don't go sideways. You are doing a job and going sideways and not performing well in the job. So that is not a good thing. That's what I have learned from Nehru sir. Nehru sir tells about that, do your job to the fullest, give the same output that you will give in the defense forces. So I was giving the same output and performing well. And same thing happened in my SSB and I got recommended. The same attitude.
That's NFA philosophy. Please tell us how group activities help you, because I know you were coordinator of the group as well. So,
yes, ma'am. So I was a group coordinator for NFA 25, and it was a very good group. People there were totally. I used to give them philosophies of my ideologies. I used to give after the activities were over. We used to sit together and discuss everything, like what in your life is happening, what were your previous attempts, everything. And I used to give whatever I had, like a coordinator. I have to give points, and I used to take points also. Like if somewhere I was wrong, so people used to correct me, and I was like, okay, yeah, nice point. So in the activities we used to schedule, like I have given a schedule, like at this point we will be having this activity, like PP and DT. Some of my boys got recommended also in that, so I was totally happy in for the ND attempt. Like Vinayak is there, Vinayak was recommended, and I think some people I want to name will get recommended this year only, having good start. So it is Jaideep. I think Jaideep is there. Jaideep will get recommended. I'm having that because he has the capabilities which a good candidate is having, and these activities help me a lot. But during my job, I was not having the time, so I left the position of coordinator and I came a step down and focused on my job. But these activities help my English, my pronunciation, my dealing with people, and of course, knowledge. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and final question. How did a practical guidebook to become an officer and Nehru sir's personal guidance help you?
Okay, ma'am, I have read the book for about 5, 6 times. Whenever yes, ma'am, whenever I get demotivated or like I don't want to do anything, so I read that book. I plan everything. It is a total guidance to yourself. How do you want to proceed in life? Like the 4 quadrants, which is important, but not like that. I have segregated everything. I used to apply it on in my daily life. I used to do that. And the physical guidance, like the physical guidance book, I have read it once. In that, the diet thing, I very much, I was totally intrigued by that कि कैसे इतना बढ़िया बनाया. And the running one, like start with jogging, start with walking, then jog, then run for 2 minutes, and it will increase day by day. It is not like in the first day you can run about 5 kilometers. I was having that the perception that in the first day when I start running after a so long break, I can run for 5 kilometers. That is not the thing. I have done it once, and I wasn't able to run for 1 month because I was totally exhausted by that. So to restart that, I ran for small bits, and I used to do it daily. I used to go for a run for 5 minutes. That's it. At the end of the month, I was running for about 1 hour. So that was bit by bit.
Thank you so much. And I would like now to Nehru sir to come in.
Good morning, sir. Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year, Barun. Congratulations. You have
Thank you so much, sir.
us proud. You've done your group proud, your family proud, and I'm sure you'll continue to do that. Very little for me to ask you actually. तुमने सब कुछ समझा दिया है. तुमने systematically plan बनाया. जब मैं आपकी बातें सुन रहा था, you know what I was thinking of. I was thinking of long back. Much before Christ, there was a guy called Socrates. And you heard of Socrates?
No, sir.
Not heard. Doesn't matter. कोई बात नहीं. कहीं से उनकी शिक्षा मेरे थ्रू आप तक भी पहुंची होगी. So Socrates was a Greek philosopher. He, never wrote anything. Nothing he ever wrote in his life. And he said कि मेरे को कुछ भी नहीं पता है. पर मैं ये जानता हूँ कि बाकियों कुछ को भी नहीं पता है खास. And he used to ask questions to people. And they used to have discussions and they used to evolve thoughts, in this manner. उसका एक बड़ा famous student हुआ by the name of Plato. Plato wrote the book Republic, which became very famous. And if you've not heard the name of Plato's student, then I think something is wrong. Plato's student was Aristotle. Aristotle का नाम सुना ना?
Yes, sir.
Aristotle, जो कि अपना Alexander का भी वो रहा गुरु.
Yes,
Like
sir.
Chanakya was for our Chandragupta. So
Yes, sir.
Aristotle was for Alexander. So that is how thoughts build up, and that's how we learn, we grow by sharing knowledge, by assimilating information from others, by not thinking that you are master of all and all that. So these are right attitudes which you have, imbibed or developed in whatever way. And I'm so thankful that some little role I have also played in this entire thing, in your process of evolution. So बड़ा अच्छा लगा यार आपकी बातें सुन के.
Thank you
And
so
it's
much, sir.
nice that young people are moving in the right direction. And थोड़ा बहुत No Frills Academy भी role play कर रही है इन चीजों में. That's very nice. मेरे पास तो कोई सवाल है नहीं. And I mean, goes without saying, please remain in touch with your group members. Remain
Yes,
in
sir.
touch with me. We remain
Yes, sir.
friends for life. I mean,
Yes, sir.
what happened, I recently got a student who was not an SSB aspirant. He had some personal issues for which he wanted to, get my views and maybe get help. And it so works that, things could be sorted out in a pretty short time. Maybe वो उसकी जिंदगी की प्रॉब्लम है बड़े सालों की चली हुई थी, वो करीब 15 हफ्ते 10 दिन में रिजॉल्व हो गई. तो ही फेल्ट के अभी हमारा रिलेशनशिप खत्म हो जाएगा. मैंने कहा नहीं यार, ऐसा नहीं है. वी रिमेन फ्रेंड्स फॉर लाइफ. प्लीज कंटिन्यू. So he is married into a Catholic family. So he is हमारा क्रिसमस और ग्रीटिंग्स चलती रहती है. तो नाउ ही रियलाइज कि हाँ यार, ये नेहरू छोड़ के नहीं जाता है. तो वी रिमेन इन टच. So he is in Czechoslovakia.
Okay, nice, sir.
Yeah, तो ये अच्छा लगता है यार. But what has happened is because what happens, Barun, हम actually we get influenced by the society we see around us ना. बड़ा
Yes, sir.
मतलबी सा दुनिया हो गई हुई है ना, मतलब. And we can be helpful to each other, and I'm sure we remain friends, continue in touch, and this is
Yes,
how
sir.
No Frills Academy remains connected, and you can remain connected with your friends, group members, and all far more than me. So that's what it is. अब मेरा तो और कोई बातचीत है नहीं यार. Chalo, I think we'll call it a day. We've had a good discussion. Barun has explained to us a lot of things very well. Chalo, take care. Happy New Year to all of you once again, your families. God bless. Take care.